Happy Saturday, beautiful souls, wherever you are on this phenomenal planet. It is time for Shift Your Thinking Daily, where we transform our inner experience to a phenomenal outer experience. For now, 10 minutes of our day, we do it together. Before we jump into today's message, let's go ahead and take a couple deep breaths. Join me. Breathe in and out. Breathe in and out. All right. How are you feeling? Able to release some tension if you haven't? I know I've been working on various projects. I really have like three main goals. I added a third one. I've just released I've just announced the 10-minute journal, Activate Your Inner Creative, and really excited about that. So that is currently on pre-sale. You definitely can check out what I'm up to by visiting lasuperagent.com. I have tons of webinars, workshops happening both online and offline. For those of you who are new to me, welcome. My name's Puerto. I am also known as Super Agent. I'm an active, licensed California real estate professional, international speaker, public educator, author, creator and founder of Real Estate 100 Youth Foundation, Property Owners EDU, Ready Set Real Estate, and the co-creator of the Spirit of Business miniCourse, along with my sis and friend Rabe of Trail Alchemy. Tons of things happening this month that has me in this stop and go. I don't know if you feel that. So I put forth effort, and then I release, and then I'm in an ebb and flow. I don't know if that makes any sense. And I also wanted to share, I don't think I got to share with you yesterday on the radio podcast, that I had my callback. So remember, I shared on Wednesday, did my first audition, and then they called me back they called me for Thursday for a callback on Friday, and I met with the casting directors. And I was just stepping out there doing something different, and I'm completely open to what the universe would like to bless me with. And I continue to show up in life. As you're rebuilding your life after some losses and some hard hits, and you're redefining yourself, and you're not saying that those things that happened to me, instead they've happened for me. I'm in that space in my life, and I'm having a phenomenal time. By no means is it easy, right? Because it's so much more mental. It's so much more the perception of the challenges that I'm experiencing. And I'm so happy that it's like it's the 90-10. 10% is happening to me, and 90% is how I'm responding to it. So I invite you to pay attention to how are you responding to certain situations, people, and circumstances that you're experiencing. How are you responding to it, and how are you, spinning it so that you see it in a positive way or in a positive light. Okay, with that being said, we'll continue our series from Shift Your Thinking, Dean Bell says, stay true to your ways to improve our life. We are on episode 137. And shout out to our radio podcast listeners who are growing our channel and connecting with us on iTunes, Apple Podcasts, Google Play, Anchor FM, Stitcher, Breaker, Castbox, and all the other platforms. I want to say first and foremost, thank you to my family and friends for continually supporting my wild ideas. Love you all for that. I'm going to caption this episode relational skills. I'm in the section where he says, your talent will endure hardship when there is lack of relationship. I love this already. He says, people won't listen to you because of your ability, but because of your relatability. Let me say that again. People won't listen to you because of your ability. So not just because you have all these wonderful talents that I I encourage you to share with the world, but can they relate? Are you resonating? Do you resonate? And this is what's really great about, if, so what if somebody's already got the same message or content or whatever you're doing? Your tribe is connecting with you because of you. There are tons of people, I think, there are tons of people doing various versions of shift your thinking. Yeah, of course, motivational, personal development, also real estate as literacy. I certainly have a passion for youth. I am creator and founder of our country's first real estate focused nonprofit. And so while there are many in our industry that have a heart for youth, they do it in a different way. And it doesn't stop me just because someone else is doing it a different way. I am doing it my way, and I'm connecting with my tribe. And I invite you to think about yourself in that way. That's so what? So what about what everyone else is doing? But can you relate? Can you relate? The author says, I've known many highly intelligent, incredibly gifted people who seem to have a tough go at making progress. If you know anybody who's highly talented, but they're stuck, press 1 if you know that person. Press 2 if you are that person. He says you probably know some too. The talents are there in abundance, but the relational skills, not so much. And the limited ability to communicate in a way that works makes for many casualties. He says, so if progress really exists in power of relationships as much as in talents, please type in the comments, relationship. Why is there so little emphasis today on how to effectively resonate with others? Please type in resonate. He says the real reason is that if we have abilities of any substance, we tend to lean toward a prideful posture of, if I speak, others should listen. He says regardless of manner, tone, or content. And that comes with that sense of entitlement that we hear oftentimes pegged with the millennial demographic. I just think that people overall feeling entitled, that people are supposed to listen to you because you're highly talented and you've got all these abilities. Not true. Can they relate to you? He says, as an example, the Apostle Paul in the Bible was among the most gifted men of his time. You think if he showed up to a meeting, people would listen, and they did. Not because he was brilliant, though, but because he was relevant. And I actually want to add someone here, and I want to shout out to Sean of Smart Money Cafe, who shared a video this morning with me of Muhammad Ali and Peace to an Ancestor, and we talk about relational skills. This man was ingenious to use his relational skills in terms of storytelling, his humor, to really rile up the crowd. And he played, he was not about race wars, but he knew that was such a strong sentiment among people that he used that as a marketing tactic to sell tickets. And as I watched this video this morning, he said, I laughed my way all the way to the bank. That's relational skills. He says, I'll continue. The author says, in turn, people felt valued. He says, as he was talking about the Apostle Paul, he was about making an intimate connection, creating trust, and valuing others as a precedent for every encounter. And in the same way, I saw the same thing. He stood for something. He represented true character, integrity, and his fight was not just physical, but it was mental. The author says, in turn, people felt valued and respected, and they opened their minds and hearts to listen to his voice. And with that being said, I'd like to invite you to think about ways that you can relate with one person today. Relate more than getting caught up with sharing your abilities and your gifts and your talents and your products. Just relate. Can you relate to another human being? All right, that's my time. I love you, love you, love you. Have a powerful and productive day, and I'll see you tomorrow as we continue our series of